Hey guys, I want you to take a journey with me through the topics of the news. Virginia Tech professor arrested on child sex charges. This is my state, Virginia. Montgomery County, Virginia. A Virginia Tech professor was arrested Tuesday on child sex-related charges, according to court documents from Montgomery County Circuit Court. Brian Vick, an associate professor of energy, engineering, and science, was charged with 14 counts of taking indecent liberties with a child, 12 counts of aggravated sexual battery against a victim under the age of 13, and 1 count of intercourse with a victim by force, threat, or intimidation. Court records indicate the charges are related to an incident that allegedly occurred in 2002. Okay. Yeah. Vic is being held without bond at the Western Virginia Regional Jail. All right, so here's the thing that I want to speak about. There are a lot of, just because I pay attention to the headlines, I pay attention to the news, and I can say that I truly understand how some people out there can believe the conspiracy that pedophilia, pedophiles actually have complete control of the world. I don't subscribe to that theory myself, but based on the frequency of these stories, just in my home state of Virginia, it seems like every day there's somebody of influence, somebody in a high position getting arrested for abusing children in a sexual manner. And the human brain is a wonder, and the human brain is, it seeks answers, and it seeks to make sense of stimuli and data. And looking at all of these various stories that have occurred just in my home state of Virginia, it's easy for me to understand how someone could interpret that as, okay, this is evidence of a larger, more grand conspiracy. Because you're not seeing poor people getting caught for sexual abuse of children. It's people of high influence, high ranking in society, high status in society, college professors, big time preachers. Let me just pull up a few stories just from my city, let alone, not even my state completely, but just my city. You understand? I'm just going to go local. Former music teacher guilty of producing images of child sexual abuse. Richmond, Virginia. This happened in 2020. A former Richmond City Public Schools elementary music teacher pled guilty today to producing images of child sexual abuse. According to court documents, Colleen Thomas Donaldson, 32, came to the attention of law enforcement in 2019 for uploading multiple images of child pornography via Snapchat. During a court-authorized search of his home and electronic devices in December 2019, law enforcement discovered additional images and videos of child sexual abuse. According to the statement of facts, Donaldson admitted that he produced several images and videos of child pornography using his personal cell phone, including with victims as young as 4 years old. Okay, that's a music teacher. And this is another teacher. This happened in 2022. Henrico, teacher, acquitted of sexual assault charges. He was acquitted. After more than 2 years and 2 separate trials, a 13-person jury acquitted Short Pump Middle School teacher Dean Lakey of all charges of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old in 2017. So he got acquitted. Being acquitted is not an indicator of actual guilt or innocence. It's just an indication of what the jury finds. You know what I mean? And yeah. Former Richmond Christian school teacher avoids jail in plea. Henrico gym teacher, it's a lot. Look, former Richmond Christian school teacher avoids jail in plea agreement. Former Richmond Christian school teacher who pled guilty to sexually abusing a student will avoid jail in a new plea agreement approved by Chesterfield Court. Tara Drucker was arrested for carrying on a relationship with a student that started in 2017 and continued over a period of years, just days after a volleyball coach at the school was arrested on similar charges. So at the same exact school, a volleyball coach was arrested for similar charges. So I'm just going through my city. This is not my state. These issues and these incidents happen in my city. Former Richmond Christian School volleyball coach charged with sexually assaulting a player. The Chesterfield Police Department has arrested a former Richmond Christian School volleyball coach for sexually assaulting a player. Police said Elizabeth R. Breadmeiser, 21, of the 2600 block of Red Lane Road in Powhatan, sexually assaulted a 17-year-old girl while in a custodial relationship. That's the teacher. So I'm just going through various stories that I've seen over the past 2 years or so. And and honestly speaking, I've seen probably over 100 stories in the last 2 years just in my local city. And I'm just going over a few with you right now just so that you can understand the level of frequency, you know? And I think I'm gonna do one more. One more. And I'm doing this just so that you can understand how often this happens. I mean, and I'm just doing teachers and people who are in a custodial relationship with students or children. I could just go to regular people. Man charged with murder, sexual assault of a toddler. I could just deal with regular civilians. You know? Yeah. Man charged with murder, sexual assault of toddler at Richmond Motel. Sentence. And he got life in prison, thankfully. But I want to stick to teachers. Because teachers are people who we trust to take care of our children. And there's a contract between society and teachers in which we allow them to have a custodial relationship with our kids. You know? Former Norfolk Catholic, this is not my city, this is Norfolk. Daniel Wolf, who worked at a Catholic high school back in the 1970s and 1980, has entered a guilty plea after being arrested for crimes against nature back in April. Norfolk, Virginia, after being arrested for child sexual abuse back in April, a Catholic school teacher has pled guilty to that charge. You know, so yeah, the Catholic schools produce a lot of weird stuff. Former Children's Hospital doctor charged with sex crimes, and this is a Virginia doctor. In the civil lawsuits, more than 36 former female patients alleged the former medical director sexually abused them during exams. And that's not dealing with children. That's just abuse. He abused those over 21, but nonetheless, I'm just trying to let you know that when it comes to the topics of child abuse and just sexual abuse in general, my city produces a lot of examples. And just think, this is just one city, one state out of many, out of all the states, out of all the cities in our country. Literally, I could keep going on for days. So imagine how much it is in total, the totality of all of this stuff in the whole country. It's a mess. So definitely make sure you keep your eyes on these teachers. And yeah, man, we got to keep the kids safe, you know? Peace.